This is a view from the GEOS-16 stationary weather satellite, 35,000 kilometres above the northwest Atlantic. It's mid-September 2017, and off the coast of Florida you can see Hurricane Maria, a deadly Category 5 hurricane that has just devastated Dominica, St. Croix and Puerto Rico. At the time that these images were taken of Hurricane Maria, it was already an exceptional year for the North Atlantic storms, and was the costliest tropical cyclone season on record. With the season usually being June to November, there was plenty of time for another interesting statistic to be added to an already remarkable yearbook. Ophelia's story starts long before her actual appearance, during the first week of October. Things begin to brew when an unremarkable area of low pressure, a few hundred miles west of the Azores, forms, and then gradually starts to meander, first southwestwards and then south. The system is broad and homogeneous and without note, but things slowly become interesting as the whole thing begins to rotate. Warm and cold air start to mix, creating wind and rain, and on the 6th, a curved band of cloud called a weather front forms. The system moves very little after being trapped between larger weather systems north and south. Episodes of vigorous convection start to occur, driven by unusually high sea surface temperatures and lower than normal air temperatures. As this process intensifies, Storm Ophelia is born early on the 11th, and then later that day at 6 p.m, the strength increases to a Category 1 hurricane 660 nautical miles southwest of the Azores. On the 12th, the blocking weather systems weakens, and this encourages Ophelia to start moving. The first of two intensity spikes occurs at midnight, upgrading Ophelia to a Category 2 hurricane. It then begins to accelerate northeast. Sea surface temperatures drop, but the upper air remains low, allowing a Category 3 hurricane to form on the 14th. This is Ophelia's peak, and it's maintained for 6 hours before decreasing sea temperatures and interaction with upper level jet streams began to weaken it. By the 15th, the tropical characteristics have gone, replaced by the curved cloud band, the classic signature of an extratropical cyclone. By the start of the 16th, Ophelia is only 260 nautical miles southwest of Mizzen Head Island. Though significantly weaker than the Category 3 hurricane that it had been, it still had lots of destructive power and energy remaining. Landfall was at Valentia Island on the southwest coast of Ireland at around 11 a.m. that morning, with a sharp drop of pressure down to 959.3 millibars. It then continues its northeastward direction across Western Ireland, weakening all the while. The forecasting of Ophelia was extremely good, and together with social media and digital weather reports, was probably the most prepared fall storm this side of the Atlantic. Met Éireann issued an initial advisory on the 12th, and then status red warnings were issued on Saturday the 14th of October for Cork, Kerry, Clare, Galway and Mayo. On Saturday the 15th, this was extended to the whole country. This is a picture of Barley Cove at the very tip of the Mizzen Peninsula, taken at 4 p.m. on the 15th. The conditions were extremely still, and it was a textbook calm before the storm. The eeriness was noticeable, and you could clearly see the clouds gathering out to sea. Next day, and just up the coast, near Glandore, things were very different. Further east, just outside Rosscarbery, on the main N71 road, this tree is just coming to rest after being blown over. It is just after 11 a.m. This is footage from Rosscarbery Pier taken at 11:20 a.m. Returning back to the same location, an hour later, the visibility was much more improved, and it made it possible to view the phenomenal sea that Ophelia had created. This footage is taken from Downend Point, facing south-southwest. seen a sea lion. Ophelia caused deaths, significant damage and major disruption. Flooded premises, main roads blocked, and electricity poles and electricity cables pulled down by fallen trees resulted in a major hit to local infrastructure. 385,000 lost power, some for up to 10 days. The final financial cost is 68.7 million.